Hello everyone, my name is Adam VZ. You probably know me from my other YouTube videos. I don't get my face on camera very much, but I just bought this camera, so hi with my new camera. I'm thinking about doing some retro gaming. I really want to get back to like the DOS games and stuff like that, and one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to screen capture it and put it up on YouTube. I was trying to decide which game I should start with, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to get back to my roots. Alright, I am going to play the classic game from my teenage years, and that game is, bam, Pool of Radiance. Okay, Pool of Radiance is the first advanced Dungeons & Dragons game for the computer. Okay, Pool of Radiance was awesome for its day. 16 color, not 16-bit, but 16 color, because that's all we had to work with back in the day. So I decided to start playing this, and I did a test game. I downloaded DOSBox, got the configuration right to where it runs smooth, and doesn't give me any errors or anything like that. And yeah, I did the classic party of 3 fighters. There are 2 fighters, 2 clerics, a mage, and a thief, or whatever, you know, what have you. Then I thought about it, and I said, wait a minute. This uses the first edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons rules. So, the reason I say that is because in first edition AD&D, which is short for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons if you don't know, the rules were a little different. There's a lot more free flow of things and stuff like that. And then they kind of transferred that over to the computer game very well. One of the things that was kind of different, or very different, was multi-class characters. So, for instance, you could play a fighter, magic user, cleric, and you could use any armor, use a shield, use any weapon, and you can still cast mage spells while you're in armor, which is something you can't do in the game if you're not familiar with it. So I thought this was pretty cool. I looked back through my player's handbook, my first edition player's handbook, and did some other research and stuff like that. And I created a test party in the game here. And yes, you can play a fighter, cleric, magic user. And you can do all those things. You have magic user spells, you have cleric spells, you have your fighter abilities, stuff, and just stuff like that, which is really kind of cool. But there are some downsides to it. For instance, it takes you forever to go up a level because you have to divide your experience points between the 3 classes. So let's say you get 900 experience points. Well, that's not 900 experience points per class. That is 300 for your fighter, 300 for your magic user, and 300 for your thief. Now, considering the fact you need 2,000 experience points in your fighter class to go up to 2nd level, you need 2,500 experience points to go up 1 level in your mage class. It's going to take you a while to get up there. There's no lie about that. A second downside is half-elves can be fighter, cleric, magic users, and that's it. No other race can be fighter, cleric, magic users. Elves, dwarves, halflings, they got their little multi-class things that they can do and stuff. But half-elves are the only ones that can be that particular type of character class, which is okay with me. I like half-elves. I don't have a problem with them. The third downside is that your hit points have to be averaged amongst your classes. So when you start out, and let's say you start out with a random roll of die and you have, let's say, 15 hit points. After you roll the D10 for your fighter class, the D6 for your, the D10 for your fighter class, the D8 for your cleric class, and the D4 for your mage class, you have 15 hit points. Forget what type of points I'm talking about here and there. So you take those 15 hit points, you divide it by 3, right? Because you have 3 classes, and then you get 5 hit points, which isn't a whole lot for first level. It's like 1 above what a mage gets. So that's a downside too. And every time you up a level and you roll the appropriate die type to gain additional hit points, you have to divide it by the number of character classes you are. So let's say you go up a level in fighter, you roll a d10 and you get 10. Well, you get 3 hit points. Boom, that's it. You don't get the 10, you get the 3. So there are certain things to offset the things of, oh wow, I get to do all this neat stuff. Well, there are some downsides to it, and it takes you forever. I mean, people will be zooming by you at level 4 while you're still at level 1 in all your classes. So what I thought would be fun is, because you can have 6 people in your party, so what I thought would be really, really fun would be to have 5 fighter cleric magic users and 1 fighter magic user thief. Now, I had to throw a thief class in there just for sense of completeness, but think about it. You now have 5 characters that can heal themselves and heal others, right? So you can have a max of 3 cure spells at first level for each one of these guys here. You throw in the fighter magic user thief, now you have 6 magic user spells you can cast per round, which at first level, since you're dealing with some dinky monsters, I'm probably going to take sleep. So you can have 6 sleep spells that you can cast in a turn. So you can basically just put all the monsters to sleep, go kill them, and you're done. So I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to screen capture it. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I hope you watch it. It should be kind of fun. I do have the full walkthrough for Pool of Radiance that I got from Game Banshee. Just for full disclosure, I got it. So, and it's like I know where this and that and this and that and this and that is. That's why I have the walkthrough, just to save time. And so let's see what happens on this grand adventure that we're taking, and let's see if my theory works, because I know there's others Let's Plays out there for some of these older games. I just want to see what happens with this. You know, 5 fighter magic user clerics and 1 fighter magic user thief. Okay, they're half-elves, so they're limited in the level they can go up to in each character class. So it should be fun. Keep in mind this is 1st edition D&D, so not only do you, or excuse me, 1st edition AD&D rather, and there's really not much of a difference anymore. D&D just encompasses everything. You get experience points for the monsters you defeat, and you also get experience points for the treasure you find. You get like 1 experience point per gold piece or something like that. I really forget what it is, because I never used it. The treasure is treasure. You spend it. You're not supposed to get experience points for that, but you know, I know some people who did. I gave experience points for role-playing, experience points for maybe avoiding encounters instead of going in there and killing everything that moved, that type of thing. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's have fun. And, you know, I'm going to upload them as I get them done. I'm using the DOSBox software because obviously Pool of Radiance will not run on modern computers. And if it does, it's going to run so darn fast. It's going to crash the computer probably, or crash the software or something like that. So Pool of Radiance is considered abandonware, so it's free to download. That type of thing. Again, this game was awesome when it came out. I love the game. The graphics, okay, if you're used to modern computer games, console games, stuff like that, the graphics are going to look a bit hokey. People about my age will remember these type of graphics fondly. Some of you whippersnappers, might think it's kind of hokey, and that's fine too. But just watch it and see what we had to go through to get to where you're at today. All right? Have a great time, guys. I hope you enjoy watching me play.